the discovery of who you are, living that discovery. Because the idea of discovery is still basically theoretical. But when you began to apply that understanding, those discoveries, the remarkable essence of all that you are, the power, the wonder, the mastery, the vulnerability, the capability, and putting it into effect by living it. Living the principles, rather than simply having rules of how you must live your life. To feel from the Lord God of your being how those self-discoveries, self-awareness can change the course of your life right now. And the ego says, that sounds hard. Actually, beloved masters, it's the easiest thing that you could possibly become involved with, because as you discover more about you, who you are, what you are, and then you live that. To live it requires that you feel it. You're used to moving through life with a lot of emotional reactivation. But to live puts you in touch with that spark of life within you that gives you the energy, the motivation, the creativity to actually live. Not just survive or struggle or move through the day putting one foot in front of the other, but live the discoveries. That calls you to move beyond the obstacles of the ego mind, the flags of warning that the ego throws up. You're not worthy. You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. You're not there yet. All of those old, worn out, exhausting concepts that the ego mind has drummed into you throughout lifetimes. And it's almost like water dripping on a stone, and it drips and it drips and it erodes. Oh yes, it shapes, it forms, but the constant, even though very subtle, abrasion of ideas, of words that belittle you, that take away from your life, that even suggest that you have no right to discover who you are, or even if you set about that journey of discovery, you probably won't find much. And this is a shadow that humanity has lived under for lifetimes. And the illumination of revelation is helping you to make more and deeper, more profound, and yet often subtle discoveries about just how powerful, how creative, how amazing you are. And it becomes like a flow of energy. Energy, the breath of life, energy, how you create, energy that surrounds everyone on the planet, indwells everyone on the planet. So all are bonded together, united in the energy of life. Doesn't matter where on the planet you are. It doesn't matter what your beliefs or your judgments, your aversions, even your doubts and fears, because that essence of energy, the air you breathe, that envelope of essence all around the planet. And as you breathe in, you breathe in life. And as you breathe out, you become a living part of an ecostructure that involves you directly in the natural world. As you breathe out, you provide essence for the plants on the planet. As they breathe out, they provide oxygen for you. It is interdependent. It is supportive. It is how God created it in the beginning. And even though the logical mind has chosen to overlook this natural system, and even to say that polluting the air, polluting the water, polluting the energy of your life with carelessness. Is all right. And yet, as you take the time to live, yes, take the time to live, because so much of humanity is rushing through their day. You rise up in the morning in a hurry to get ready to go to school, to go to the job, to go somewhere. You have to get up and get moving quickly. And the events of the day are lined up, and this must be done, and this must be done, and this must be done. And the mind is saying, hurry, hurry, you've got a lot to do. The faster you go, the quicker you will get it done. So you're moving so fast, and you find you're almost panting in the haste that you find yourself involved with. And yet, as you slow down, breathe deep, and yes, let the breath go. It isn't just about breathing in and holding your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe into your solar plexus. Breathe into that sacred center that is in the energetic middle of your physical body, connected to your own personal essence of the divine. Slow down and discover who you are in your life, because you may be moving so fast that life is a blur. You may be so intent on getting everything done that you keep leaving yourself out of the equation. But as you really begin to discover who you are, take the time to integrate you into your life and live the discoveries. The more you come to know yourself, the more you can understand yourself, appreciate yourself, value yourself. And the discoveries unfold as you are willing to allow them. And these discoveries that enlivened your life. This is who I am. This is what I desire. And then there began to be the openings as you give yourself an opportunity to really pay attention. This is why I desire the things that I do. And in that discovery, you may also begin to realize that you have been told that you can't accomplish the things you desire. This is what you are supposed to do. This is what you were born to do. This is what you have to do. Rather than, how would you like to create your life? What do you desire to feel? Understanding, appreciating that a constant reactive energy in the life simply keeps you entrenched in a war game. Judgment is a part of the war game. Self-criticism is a part of the war game. Keeping yourself separate from those you don't like is a part of the war game. Better than, worse than, one-upsmanship, superiority, all of those energetic concepts that have kept humanity in divisiveness for lifetimes. And it's time to discover you really, you truly. Right now, right here. So, beloved masters, living your life, engaging in it, feeling it, being right here, right now, rather than consistently projecting your energy out ahead of you. You're not living out there. You really cannot connect with something that is too far in the future. You can come to center and you can feel your goals. And in that understanding, that recognition of what your goals are. Many people are looking for their purpose, and yet they are looking out into the world for their purpose. A job that will make lots of money, a relationship that will provide love and affection and a sense of belonging, feeling good. But if you're projecting outside of yourself, then you very well may be missing your own amazing creative potential. What are your dreams? Every now and then we mention the dreams that you had as a child and what that little boy, little girl dreamed that was so big, that was so fantastic, that the adults chuckled gently with amusement or perhaps chided you for having an overactive imagination. And yet the dreams that the child dreamed were so much bigger than a child could comprehend. And then you got to a point, perhaps in your teen years or your early adulthood, where you believed that it was time to put away childish things, including those fantastic dreams that the child had. So the inner child took those dreams and put them in a box and slipped it under the bed. And now, dearly beloved masters, in order to live the discoveries of who you are, feel perhaps it's time to call your child and ask in love, would you bring me that box of dreams? I would absolutely love to see what you dreamed for me. And the child may be wounded. The child may stand arms crossed across the chest, looking at you, keeping some distance, and perhaps being doubtful about whether you really consider those dreams important. And why now, after all this time? Because timing is everything. For you to really be ready to experience those dreams, you feel it. How will I know it's time? You will know. Define it. Tell me what it's like. What am I looking for? You will know. And the ego that is always on the lookout to prevent you from engaging too deeply with your inner self. The ego may say, look, I just want a logical, practical answer. And interestingly enough, beloved masters, in order to live these very important discoveries that you are beginning to make about yourself, you require to step beyond the limitations of the logical mind and the rigidity of practicality. How can I be safe without those guidelines? How can I make decisions, make choices without judgment? Very easily, as you truly connect with your inner self, the discoveries of who you truly are, the power of being you. Dearly beloved, amazing, divine, creative masters, and the dreams of the child quite frequently were scarcely logical. And the finite mind dismisses the fantastic as unreal. And yet it's time to rediscover the magic, the creativity that allows you to step outside the box, to color outside the lines, and to feel safe within yourself as you expand with the discoveries of who you are. So kindly, lovingly, you keep encouraging the child, perhaps spending time with that child and not even mentioning the box under the bed. Because push and force and constant reminders are not going to make things change in a positive way. If someone keeps pushing you and pushing you and pushing you energetically, you begin to resist. You may even want to avoid them. So, loving the child and being genuinely interested in what the child is dreaming, has dreamt, and has kept for you all along. And so, to feel when the moment is right. How will I know? You will know. You'll feel it. And it won't feel pushy, and it won't feel anxious, and it won't feel angry. It will feel gentle, compassionate, aligned, full of faith and trust. And the child will bring you the box. And as you look at the box, it may actually be something that when you were a child, you stored your treasures in. And now you open the box in a vision, in a meditation, and when you lift up the dream, and there may be several, that you were gifted by your inner child. You find that dream fits you fine. It wouldn't have fit the child. And yet that child intuitively, magically, amazingly dreamt something big enough for you to employ in your ongoing now and this time. Something to live. Perhaps a real discovery of who you are. That you can weave into the fabric of your life. That empowers you to go forward in greater alignment with who you are, the essence, the magic, the creative ability.